It's all because of me.
Yes, yeah. The first thing I'd like to mention is, you know, everybody is here for a specific reason, maybe multiple reasons. You're maybe celebrating, you know, still being around with ALS. You're honoring somebody that is living with ALS, a loved one or a friend, or you're celebrating the memory of someone. Some of you are out here just because Matt puts on one heck of a ride.
A lot of help.
But I will tell you, the important thing about all of that is that you guys are all here. And what that tells us is that this is a room full of heart in more ways than we can ever imagine. And it's really important to us personally that you are here, and you are here for the right reason, and that is to help raise funds for finding a therapeutic, effective treatment for ALS through ALS-TDI. That's kind of how we wanted to start.
Yeah, so I know Matt said Stephen has ALS. Stephen was diagnosed in March of 2001. And thank you, God, that he is still standing here today.
It's so strange to be here after all these years. I mean, I have been, after we got diagnosed in 2001, and I say we because to us a lot of it is, if you think about it, kind of similar to when Jennifer was pregnant. We were pregnant with our son Chris, because Jennifer went through all the physical aspects, yet I still went through all the mental aspects of becoming a father, and even today Chris is now 13 years old. And we're still experiencing the growth that goes with raising him, and the joys and the challenges, right? And with ALS, after we got diagnosed, I'm experiencing the physical aspects of it, but Jennifer and I are both experiencing the mental challenges. There are some joys because we've been exposed to different opportunities as being here. We started way back in 2001 and just happened to get really involved, such as Kinga did, with different associations and so forth. We ended up getting involved with the MBA Association or the MD Association. MBA. And very quickly we ended up being the spokespeople on a nationwide basis, the ALS spokespeople for MDA. And that's how we met Matt. We ended up on the cover of Parade magazine, and I think it was your father-in-law, right? Yeah. That saw the Parade magazine and said, you gotta talk to these people. In 2005, we had the opportunity to come out here and meet people that were out here for the purpose of raising awareness, raising funds for ALS, and doing something that ALS people can't do. And that's get on a bike, and well, Daryl proved us wrong with that a little bit. And that is just an incredible feat for us, because the dedication that it takes to do something like this is not for the lighthearted. And what we want you to know, and other patients and ALS patients want you to know, is how much we appreciate it, because our hope for an effective treatment is coming from ALS-TDI. There's other organizations that do research in universities and so forth, but I will tell you, ever since we've been exposed to ALS-TDI, this is where we have our faith, okay? So everything that you are doing to help us raise funds for ALS-TDI, and all the great work that Dr. Perrin and his whole team are doing, is providing us hope. And I just happen to be lucky enough to still be here, to have that hope that it's going to come around for that effective treatment for me. And so I can still be around for Jennifer and for Chris. And the other thing I think is really important is I want Chris to understand how incredible these people are, that will come out and do something out of their own big heart. It takes a lot of effort. A lot of people have traveled outside of the state and so forth to get here, outside of the country. And I want to make it real clear that there are a lot of really, really good people that influence lives in ways we'll never understand. And you guys do that to us. And when you're out there riding tomorrow and the next day and the next day, please understand that you are touching us in ways that you'll never know. And you go up John Street, let I want you to know that we're thinking of you. And if it helps to get you up John Street for your first ride, think of us too, okay? Because we really appreciate everything you're doing.
I wanted to share the perspective that I have as a wife. When Matt talked me into riding this crazy ride that first year, I hadn't been on a bike since 5th grade. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. And that was in 2005, the first year we spoke, and Matt talked me into it. And I trained really hard, and I trained a lot alone. And as I was riding and training in Colorado, I said, you know what, I guess this is what it's going to be like without Stephen. And it was a lot of training. And when I came to the ride, what I found was that I wasn't alone. And this was my other family. And there is no other, I've done a few other rides, and there is no support like this ride. There is no other, oh, there's a picture. Oh, your dad, oh. And I'm sorry, we have not been here. I'd like to explain because both of my parents were ill, and I lost both of my parents in the last year. They died within a year, and that's the only reason we weren't here. But this is family, and it is the most incredible ride, and people keep coming back. And Matt and the team of volunteers, your parents and your in-laws and everyone else that volunteers, that's why we come back for the ride. But who we're here for is TDI, and like Stephen said, we've been involved at high levels with other organizations, and there is nothing like TDI. That is where our hope lies for an effective treatment. You know, hopefully for Stephen, but if not, many other people, and that's where our hope lies. Thank you.
This has been 10 years this year that I was diagnosed, and I've actually had 4 opinions. My last opinion was in 2008 because we thought, well, maybe they got it wrong. I remember raising the hope on that one, and had yet another unbiased opinion doctor that took a look at everything. And it just is amazing to me that the support is still there after all those years, and it just still creates just a different set of challenges. And I forgot where I was going with this. I'm just really excited to be here, and very, very grateful for you all. So
Thank you. Thank you.